It's a little warm out here, 74 degrees. Feels like 82% humidity. Hopefully no hand cramps springing up, because we saw it yesterday with Kevin Gausman in that glove hand, Cliff, and when it's humid, sometimes that perspiration starts to flow.
It really does, and you have to take care of your hydration, right? Drink the night before, get yourself prepared, and I'm not talking about him in general. And I'm talking about the fans. You see all the fans out here having a good time. I'm like, hey, have a good time, but hydration is key. I mean, I forget sometimes. I get a little cuckoo, you know?
Because the humidity these days.
He drinks water weird, too. Haven't you seen him? He takes the bottle and he smashes it and squeezes the whole bottle. I'm like, why don't you just drink it like a regular person?
What do you do? You always finish the whole bottle?
You do stay hydrated.
You know what?
Stay hydrated.
He takes little sips. Like he's two.
No, we had a chugging contest once.
Somebody
you want to do it?
Yeah. No.
I want to see how the fellas can beat the White Sox in a chugging contest. And I'm talking about chugging down some runs and the limitation of runs. Clay Holmes. Talk about this dude all the time. My man is built like Tarzan. How does he go out there and neutralize these pale hoes?
So that's what he does. That's the idea, because he's a ground ball pitcher. So if he is Clay Holmes today, he would limit the long ball by inducing the ground balls, which is what he did in his last start. So you pick up a guy like him because, you know, when we were having that conversation with Bruce, we were talking about how this team can give up home runs. But when you have someone like this on your staff, then you're thinking feed the defense. You know, if you keep it in the park, teams have a hard time beating you because these guys are going to field it behind you.
Yeah, I'm going to flip it real quick. You know what? I'm going to flip it on Craig going with the A team today after that long night.
Okay.
You got a day off. You're traveling to Seattle. Like, he's like, I have to win this game. And I guess that's how he's feeling, because when you have a chance to sweep, and what happened to you against the Cardinals wasn't the way you envisioned that to happen. You want to come out of this and showcase, not just for bragging rights, but the fact that, you know, your team wants to go out there and put that dub in the win column. So, you know, hats off to him for going with the A team. And hats off for the boys responding and getting here to the park early and doing their thing, Cole.
And it also sends a message. Fellas, we are in it to win it.
For
this
sure.
one, it's not Adobe.
It's
Clay Holmes. That's right. It's the Cubs, and they are looking
people
for
are
the
creative,
sweep. It's
man.
like all of
That's
the
when Twitter's
rustic
the best.
buildings
Right?
in old New Mexico. But the Cubs, they'll be challenged by Sean Newcomb. My man goes out there, and one thing that he doesn't let happen is let lefties get to him, at least. He neutralizes them.
That's the hope here, and that's what they were also hoping for yesterday. But the way the Cubs team is swinging it early, because you got PCA right at the top, I mean, look, you don't know what's going to happen. That's why you got all these people in their seats. I feel like, guys, now that as I say this, don't you think over the course of the season when we do these shows out here, there are more people starting to filter in earlier, because you got to be in your seats from the start for these games.
Sure. Absolutely. We saw Pete Gobridge, Seiya right after him just 2 nights ago, and then last night it was Pete and then Bushy following suit. Getting number 29, hot, bubbling, crackling, ready to go, Cliff. That's going to be all important towards that back half.
Yeah, it just elongates the lineup. I mean, it's just, you know, another big presence that's giving that pitcher something to think about, because you can't walk guys to get the guys. You can't beat around the bush and go, well, you know, no point intended. What?
Bush?
Michael,
You know, I
saw that. Cliff out here
can't beat
cracking
around.
bad joke.
No. No, I just feel like he's been really good. Now, you know, also I love, Elise, the fact that every time I look up, no matter what left he's in, how tough he is, Michael Bush is playing. And he's earned that. And I think this lineup is so deep now. Even without Dansby, who they miss, you have that guy that's next to him, and Pedro Ramirez just holding down the fort to Dansby get back. So you look at the bench, you look how it's not as deep as it once was, but you still have the quality in there consistently.
Well, no, you make a good point, because after the game last night, because Bush started off, well, Pete started off with the home run. Bush had a left-on-left home run. Now, I'm going to go off of my memory. Chris Antonacci was telling me this last night. Michael Bush has 7 left-on-left home runs this season. He had 5 all of last year, I think it was. So when you have Pete outperforming what he did last year against lefties, you have Bush doing that. It's hard to neutralize these guys.
Really
They're getting
is.
the everyday reps.
And we will see. And for Pedro Ramirez to go out there and to be able to have that clean runway, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. You never want to see no Dansby, but to get Pedro ready and rolling before that postseason, oh, that is something that everyone's welcoming with open arms. And we're welcoming Game 3. Alex Bregman and the fellas looking to hammer down the sweep. For Elise and Cliff, I'm Cole. The gang has the call. We'll catch you when all the dust settles. Go Cubs.
If
Crosstown Classic, Game 1, PCA for the W and for 30-30 with one swing in the 10th for walk-off number 1. What about walk-off number 2? Alex Bregman, more time-sensitive RBI walk-off single in the 9th. And you know what that means. 2 walk-offs, 2 trips through the gauntlet of love. Man, it never gets old. But what will happen today? Well, if this series has been any indication, fans in attendance today will be in for an absolute treat. Whether you're wearing black or you're wearing blue, it's the final regular season matchup of the 2026 Crosstown Classic between the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago White Sox from Wrigley Field. Welcome, everybody, inside the broadcast booth on Marquee Sports Network. Alex Cohen, Jim DeShays, and Taylor McGregor joins us shortly. JD, never a dull moment. Walk-off Game 1, walk-off Game 2. This season series in general, it's been so much fun to watch.
Yeah, it really has delivered. The vibe in the ballpark, both on the south side and here at Wrigley, has been off the charts. The energy's been great. The baseballs have been good. The Cubs now lead the season series of 3-2 because of the walk-offs here the last 2 nights. Sox took 2 out of 3 over there. Cubs looking to sweep here this afternoon. Runs just about even. Cubs have the edge in batting average. There's been 22 home runs hit in the 5 games. PCA has 4 of the 9 for the Cubs. So what do we have in store for you here today? It should be another fun day at the ballpark.
Can't wait. On the mound for the Cubs, Clay Holmes. 1 start, not so good. 1 start, really good in his tenure with the Cubs.
Yeah, first one a little bumpy, but that was his first time back after a lengthy time off due to injury. Last time, really, really good, doing what Clay Holmes typically does, and that is putting the ball on the ground. 11 ground outs in that game. 6 2/3 innings, he allowed just the 1 hit. It was scoreless, punched out 3. Really, really sharp stuff from Clay Holmes. For the White Sox, they'll go with Sean Newcomb, the lefty, as their opener. He might give them a couple innings. Who knows? Maybe more. He's put up very good numbers in a White Sox uniform. Folks may recall he spent a little time with the Cubs back in 2022. ERA this year 2.51, covering 68 innings out of that White Sox bullpen.
All right, Clay Holmes against Sean Newcomb. For the finale, we're going to take a break. Look who it is. It's Quentin Berry. He's going to answer as many questions in 120 seconds. Q and Taylor McGregor coming up next.
Well, we've got the Crosstown Classic in the Game 3 right here at Wrigley Field. It's been an entertaining first 2 nights. Let's see how the series gets capped off here today. It's a 121st pitch. So in honor of our 120, we decided to fire shots at Cubs third base coach Quentin Berry to see how many questions he could answer in 120 seconds. So that is our Xfinity high-speed interview powered by Xfinity. Q, you're up. 120 seconds with Q. You ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Who is a better Major League player, you or Flash?
Me.
You only had 300 at-bats, and you still want to say that.
Yes, they were more impactful.
What was the best part about growing up in San Diego?
The weather.
Your baseball idol is?
Tony Gwynn.
You then played for him at San Diego State. What's the biggest thing he taught you?
How to be a man, a father, and a son.
You also played for Jim Leyland. One word to describe what it was like having him as your manager.
Scary.
Biggest lesson he ever taught you?
Don't get thrown out.
How would you assess your ability as a baseball player?
Consistent.
Why are you number 0?
Because I didn't get any at-bats for Coach Counsell.
Let's go to Craig Counsell. What is something that fans at home might not know about him?
He's not as nervous as he looks.
Something people don't know about his bench coach, Ryan Flaherty.
Ryan is very nervous.
What is the key to good base running?
Being aggressive but intelligently.
You also played basketball in high school.
Yes.
How broke is your jump shot?
Halfway broken.
Favorite thing about Wrigley Field?
The fans.
Biggest lesson you've learned since being the third base coach?
You're going to get people thrown out.
What is the scariest moment you've ever had at third base?
Every time Carson Kelly is there late in the game.
Your favorite moment as a Major League Baseball player?
Winning a World Series.
All right, that's 120 seconds.
Is it?
Quentin Berry.
Let's do
Let's
it.
freaking go.
We did that. We did that.
120 seconds with Quentin Berry. Now, I do want to follow up on the first question I asked him. I said, who was the better Major League player, you or Ryan Flaherty? And then I had to go to Flash to ask his comment. And he said, I'm going to give no comment at this time. And it might be the first time in my life I've ever had no comment. So it's a constant battle between the two of you. Who is a better Major League player, or was? for that matter. But that doesn't matter right now. What does is Cubs and Sox coming your way, and JD's keys to the game on the flip side of this break.
Living with high.
Chicago Cubs Baseball Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by the Bob Lacurcio Auto Group. You're going to like buying a car this way. By Circa Sports. And by your local Hyundai dealer. Find the dealer nearest you at buyhyundai.com. Last 2 nights here at Wrigley Field. So much fun. Can't wait to see what's in store this afternoon. But before that, time now for our keys to the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealer. JD, what do we got?
Yeah, all eyes on PCA when he takes out at bat in the bottom half of the first inning. He's homered in each of the first 2 games leading off. In game 1 of the series, it was the very first pitch he saw. Opening number, Sean Newcomb will be the opener for the White Sox here today. I think Jose Urquidy likely to be the quote-unquote bulk guy, maybe a couple innings from Newcomb, the former Cub, and ground chucker. Clay Holmes, the chucker for the Cubs today, puts the ball on the ground a lot. One of the highest ground ball rates in all of baseball.
All right, time for the Cubs and the Sox. It's the finale. We've had so much fun. Series finale, regular season finale. Cubs Sox crossed out. Coming up next.
As we go to the bottom of the 10th, Crow Armstrong will get the opportunity.
It's a high fly ball, deep right. Going back Montgomery. He looks up. Cubs walking off.
Ball game. PCA walks it off in the 10th.
Pete Crow Armstrong ends the game the way he started it, with a home run to right. We get set for the bottom of the 9th inning here at Wrigley Field.
And now you wonder if they'll even pitch to
no
Pete.
chance. You can't pitch to Pete here.
Somebody else is going to have to be the hero here tonight.
Bregman lines one to center, base hit. Kelly's going to try to score.
Here's the throw to the plate, and caution is in. And the Cubs take round 2. And the night belongs to Bregman.
PCA, the hero in game 1. Alex Bregman, the hero in game 2. Who will be the hero in game 3? Cubs, White Sox, regular season finale here at Wrigley Field for the 2026 Crosstown Classic. Alex Cohen, Jim DeShay's up here in the booth. Let's send it down to the field. Taylor McGregor, what do we got down there?
Well, it's a gorgeous day. I know that for sure, and should be another exciting matchup. But do want to point out that PCA will not get to start in center field today. He is DHing, so this is something that Craig Counsell has been doing with different guys, giving them a chance to get off their feet. So Tyrone Taylor will get to start out in center field, which again at the trade deadline was a huge acquisition for the Cubs because he provides that defensive versatility, and this is a guy who crushes left-handed pitching. So with Sean Newcomb on the mound, made a lot of sense for the Cubbies, Alex.
Certainly did, getting Pete Crow Armstrong off his feet. Jim DeShay, that's what you could do with a guy like Tyrone Taylor in the fold.
Yeah, you know, you talk about his value, obviously his work against left-handed pitching, but perhaps as important, the fact that you can give PCA a little bit of a break from time to time, and they feel very comfortable about Taylor out there in center field. He's not PCA, but he's really good.
So Tyrone Taylor in center field for the Cubs that are 74-53, 1 win away from their season high mark of 22 games over 500. White Sox 65-60, still tops in the AL Central. Here come the Cubs, and here comes starting pitcher Clay Holmes, making his 3rd start as a member of the Chicago Cubs.
Clay 5-5 this year with a 2.56 ERA. Missed a bunch of time with that broken leg. Got smoked by a comebacker early in the year. So this will be his 3rd start with the Cubs and his 3rd start since coming off the IL. It'll be a busy day for the infielder if he is on his game. He's allowed 4 home runs in 63 1/3. Former workhorse reliever turned starter by the Mets, and he has delivered the goods.
So Clay Holmes on the mound for the Cubs, and he's facing off against a White Sox lineup that is brought to you by Ford. Sam Antonacci, Munetaka Murakami, Miguel Vargas, 1, 2, 3, Andrew Benintendi, Brady Montgomery, Colson Montgomery, 4, 5, 6, Chase Mydroff, Tristan Peters, and Jake Rogers, 7, 8, 9. Fans, Abby and the Chicago Cubs are teaming up to strike out cancer. Roughly 241 Americans are diagnosed with cancer every hour. For each Cubs strikeout at Wrigley Field this season, Abby will donate $241 to Cubs charities. Abby, people, passion, possibilities.
Umpire Tendencies is brought to you by UI Health. Tom Hanahan gets the assignment behind the plate this afternoon. He's a neutral. He's like Sweden or Switzerland, one of those countries. 4.1 challenges per game, an overturn rate of 51.7.
So Tom Hanahan behind the dish. Sam Antonacci stepping to the plate. Clay Holmes on the mound, and a beautiful day here at Wrigley Field. Wednesday 1:20 start. Holmes against Antonacci in the first pitch. This is ball one, and we are underway.
Yeah, you see the movement there on Holmes' sinker. That's his primary weapon. He's not going to blow you away with velo. It's 91, 92, but movement keeps the ball down around the knees.
Ground ball, go figure. Nico Horner, one away. Good start for Clay Holmes.
Yeah, we talked about it at the trade deadline when the Cubs acquired Kevin Gausman and Clay Holmes, how they would really enjoy pitching in front of this Cubs infield, especially Holmes, because he is such a ground ball guy. Kevin Gausman hanging out, had to come out of the game early last night with a cramp in his left thumb.
Looked like a Charlie horse in his thumb. Painful. Seems to be okay. One to Murakami.
Murakami's got that uppercut swing. He's in launch mode. And Holmes, of course, searching for ground balls. So an interesting matchup here. Murakami has a great eye.
Check swing.
He strikes out a lot. He swings and misses, but it's not because he's chasing pitches out of the zone. He rarely goes out of the zone. He takes a ton of walks.
Swings at 3-0, grounds it to third. 2 outs. All right, for more on Kevin Gausman, we talked about the cramp. Let's send it out to Taylor McGregor, T-Mac.
Yeah, you guys were talking about that, Alex, and I do want to point out that Kevin says this is something that has happened to him before, but it's usually way later in outings. He said it's usually over 100 pitches, so it was really frustrating for him, the fact that it happened so early in his start. Now, they don't feel like this is going to be a matter moving forward, but certainly frustrating for him last night.
Felt it twice in the inning. Training staff came out, threw a couple warm-up pitches, stayed in the game, and then had to come out. He tried to battle through it. One up. Clay Holmes got Sam Antonacci, Taka Murakami, both to ground out. Two up.
Vargas has been pretty quiet in this series, but he's put together a heck of a year, an all-star year.
This misses.
A little different approach for Holmes, the right-handed hitter, not leaning as heavily on that sinker, trying the breaking ball, cutter, sweeper, to throw curveball as well.
3-1. In the air to center. Tyrone Taylor back at the warning track, and he makes the catch. 1-2
there.
1-2-3 inning. Pete Crow Armstrong has hit a leadoff home run in back-to-back games. We'll have it next. Pete Crow Armstrong to lead things off here for the Cubs in the bottom of the first.
Leading off for the Cubs, designated hitter, number 4, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Slings it up there at 95 miles per hour. He's been a a ground ball guy as well. He's only allowed 2 home runs this year, 68 innings.
That gets the crowd going.
Breaking ball that just gets away from Newcomb a little bit. He does not waste any time between pitches, man. He's in go mode.
For Newcomb, longest outing of the season, 3 innings. Technically making his 3rd start.
Started his career, he was originally drafted by the Angels, 15th pick overall. And then traded along to Atlanta, where he was a top prospect, was a starter, and eventually transitioned into the bullpen. Here's a little profile on Sean. Bit of a reverse split guy this year in that he's holding right-handed batters to a 184 average. 17 appearances with the Cubs in 2022.
In the air, center field. Peters makes the catch. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the Cubs lineup. Following Pete Crow, Armstrong, Seiya Suzuki, Alex Bregman, 1, 2, 3. Michael Busch, Nico Horner, Pedro Ramirez, middle of the order. And then 7, 8, 9, Carson Kelly, Ian Happ, and Tyrone Taylor. JD, in each of the last 2 games, Cubs hit 2 home runs in the first inning. On a day like today, might be a little tough.
Yeah, there's a little teeth in that wind. It'll be a little bit of a challenge. Not only that, 2 pitchers that don't give up many long balls at all. Again, we don't know how long Newcomb's going to be out there. Maybe a couple innings, but the numbers on that wind.
I don't like red. More of a green guy.
Yeah, the fact that it's blowing in actually hurts the Cubs a little bit because it somewhat neutralizes the advantage Holmes has as the extreme ground ball guy. The wind really doesn't affect him a whole lot.
They didn't go.
Seiya celebrated a birthday yesterday. I should say he had a birthday. I don't know how much he celebrated because he was 0 for 4 with 3 punch-outs. But his ball club won in walk-off fashion, so he's probably feeling pretty good.
Yeah, he celebrated the Cubs win.
Cubs to 39 home wins this year. Fully 1/3 of them have been walk-offs, which is insane. There's last night's hero. Enjoyed a nice soda and pizza during the rain delay.
All the essential food groups. Now back at the street.
Most walk-off wins in a season. Franchise history is the category. Alex. Yeah, I'll take franchise history for 400. In 1930, well, that was the Hack Wilson era. They did it 14 times, and on 3 other occasions it's been 13.
8-pitch walk for Seiya Suzuki. It's funny, you were playing Jeopardy with Alex. I thought you were talking to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm right here.
I mean, we had Bregman, we had Trebek, we had Cohen. We had just
sounds like a
whole lot of Alex going on.
Right. So yesterday's hero, Alex Bregman, up.
Look how aggressive he's being. Yeah, Bregmania indeed. Last 32 games beginning July 11th, hitting .315, on base .390, slugging .600, and .990 OPS. Second in the National League, 3rd in MLB. 9 long ones. No wonder he's smiling on that graphic.
Not smiling after that. Ouch.
Take a little time to let that cane ease. Tom Hanahan out there foot brushing home plate just to buy him a little time.
0-2. Line drive right field. Just goes foul.
Yeah, when you think about Bregman at his best, it's that pull power, the ability to pull the ball in the air and do damage. But he's shown a willingness over this hot stretch to shoot the ball the other way, you know, react to the count, the pitch. Sometimes you have to concede a little bit to the pitcher.
Just playing the punch game to the right side. Foul ball.
97 that time from Newcomb. 4 consecutive foul balls. When we were kids, you were out. 4 fouls and you were out. When we were kids playing in the sandlot. So, all right, you had your shot. Let's move it along.
Well, if you play mush softball around here, it's 2 fouls.
Yeah, that's right. Wonder if that ever came up in the commissioner's office when they were talking about speeding up the game.
If it did, it was probably a quick conversation. You'd like that, though. Pitchers would like
Yeah,
that.
for sure. And I think at Michigan high school ball, maybe not the entire state, but I know there's some high schools up there. They play 3 balls as a walk and 2 strikes as a punch.
High fly ball to left. Antonacci. 2 outs.
Sunny day here at Wrigley and a windy day, so balls in the air could prove to be problematic. But counsel points out often that should be an advantage for the Cubs because they play so many games here in these conditions.
But you have a team from the same city here, although weather conditions at the respective stadiums a little different.
Yeah, I don't think the wind is as impactful over on the south side as it is here.
Aren't we so lucky? Target grounder to second. My draw to first. And it ends the bottom of the first. No score here from Wrigley Field. Now for the GE Aerospace Defensive Spotlight. Fewest errors made this season. Chicago Cubs with the fewest, number 1. 47 errors, just 1 ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
And we talked a lot about the Cubs and the advanced defensive metrics, outs above average, fielding run value, DRS, all that good stuff. They lead in all that, and just raw errors, they lead the way as well.
Heard a clip from Buster Olney a couple days ago saying that Cubs are the best defensive team he's ever seen. I mean, that is.
Ooh, Buster's been around a while.
Lofty praise. This pitch is a called strike.
Obviously, they're going to miss Dansby while he's out, but you feel real comfortable with Nico out at short and Pedro Ramirez at second. We already talked about Tyrone Taylor, his ability to spell PCA from time to time.
Many of the Cubs looking to get Max Shaw back into the fold.
Boys on the corners, Bushy and Bregman have been outstanding. Happ could be on his way to get another Gold Glove, and Saya's having a big year defensively. So, there's no weakness, right? That's I think the thing that makes this team so impressive.
Well, you conveniently forgot one. Forgot about the center fielder. He's having the best defensive season.
Yeah, well, he's DHing today.
Oh yeah.
Came back and conked Benintendi on the noggin. You run a bunch of lefty bats up there against Clay Holmes, and he'll get comfortable throwing that down and away sinker.
Well, back at the screen.
Time a little change in the eye level with a 4-seamer at 94.
With Benintendi, you saw early on in the series working away and away and away. Jacob Webb with the changeup, Kevin Gausman with the splitter.
Whoop. Still don't really have the feel for that breaking ball yet.
Two. Benintendi, 13 home runs. One of those in pinch hit fashion on Monday.
One of the advantages a guy like Holmes has, when he has to throw a strike, because he has such good movement, he can feel confident targeting that pitch towards the middle of the plate. Just keep it down.
Knocked up. Kelly removes the mask, but he runs out of room.
This is pitch number 10 coming to Benintendi. Again, I think if I'm Clay Holmes with that good sinker, I lean heavily on that.
Four.
Good work by Benintendi. Swung at the strikes, laid off the balls, worked himself a leadoff walk.
So the first of two Montgomerys up. Rookie Braden Montgomery.
Well, this is an interesting matchup because Braden Montgomery has hit the ball on the ground as much as anybody in the big leagues this year. His ground ball rate is 60%. And the league average is 42-ish. So you feel pretty comfortable that the ball is going to be on the ground here.
On the ground at third. Bregman to second for one. Jump throw to first, and it's not in time.
That would have been spectacular. I mean, the glove work initially from Bregman, we talk about it all the time. Left-handed hitter hits the ball on the ground in this direction. It's a funky play for a third baseman. But he snares it, quickly unloads on the money to Ramirez. Braden Montgomery has very good speed. They're not able to get two, but that was fun to watch.
Not bad, Pedro Ramirez. Good effort. Right off of Clay Holmes. Diving play by Ramirez and holds the runner at second.
When you are a sinker baller, you're going to get a lot of action back at you. We talked about Clay being hit in the leg earlier this year. Spencer Jones of the Yankees smoked him and ended up with a broken fibula. A bunch of time. Great reaction by Ramirez, and the only play he had was try to sneak in back door there at second base. Yeah, that ball not hit all that hard, but Nick Frangella and Craig Counsell came flying out of that dugout to check on Holmes.
Place like I'm good. It was 72 miles per hour. A little different than 111 from Spencer Jones. So here's Chase Mydroff.
Ooh, yeah, good challenge. That's a good pitch.
Pitch called the ball. Pitch is challenging.
Tom Hanahan behind the plate today. He's a neutral umpire.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
I didn't miss that one. Good challenge by Kelly. Whatever.
Mydroff 1 for 4 yesterday.
Let's take a look at that the injury that Clay sustained earlier this year. Spencer Jones smoked him and he's kind of hung in there and he finished the inning.
I think he faced 7 batters after that.
Gamer.
Hit to third. Bregman. Off balance, fires to first and gets my drop. All right, it's now time for the Intelligence Center powered by CDW and AMD. And that is Clay Holmes' ground ball rate, 57.9%. That is the second best in baseball among pitchers with 60 or more innings. Getting a lot of ground balls here. His last start, JD, was interesting. I think 4 of the first 6 outs against the Cardinals were flyouts, and then he went 8 straight groundouts.
Yeah, it may, maybe it took a little while to get the feel for that sinker.
Hit to third. Bregman, busy inning. Alex. Scoreless frame for Clay Holmes. 0-0.
To the bottom of the second, Cubs third baseman Alex Bregman busy that last half inning. So it reminded us of a video he posted on social media earlier this week because his son Knox, that last half inning, had more opportunities to see what his dad does and therefore emulate what his dad does. This is him in their living room, just picking it exactly like his dad. Knox is a huge part of the clubhouse every single day. He's around a lot. And Alex, Judy, one of my favorite things Knox can do is Alex will just say, hey, what number is so-and-so? And he can tell you. And it's not just like the star players. I mean, I've said this before, but I was with him and he said, what number was Nicky Lopez? And he goes, 5, off the top of his head. So he's locked in.
Big time. And that play, the off-balance throw, right? Off the wrong leg, the off leg. I mean, that was a big league. How old's that kid? How old is Knox?
4 years old.
4 years old.
Recently just turned 4, by the way.
Oh, happy
and quite
birthday.
proud.
Happy birthday, Knox.
Yeah.
So great footwork at third base and a photographic memory that sounds.
Yeah, watch this. Watch him. I mean, what's the throw?
That's impressive.
That's pro right there.
Changing the arm angle. And like father, like son. Ramirez, 1 for 4 yesterday. He draws a 1-out walk.
Wherever life takes you.
Whenever you need us.
We're your advocate. Advocate Healthcare.
1-out base runner for the Cubs, Carson Kelly, who scored the game-winning run. Yesterday's walk-off.
He scored the game winner the night before, right?
Yeah.
He was the Manfred man out there at second base when PCA went deep. I find it fitting that his walk-up music is "Take Me Home Tonight," and he crossed home plate to end both of those ball games, so we could go home, get some sleep before the day game.
Quick turnaround. It was funny in the Quentin Berry 120 interview. Taylor asked, "What's the scariest moment you've had?" Yes, coach said, "Whenever Carson Kelly's at third base."
Yeah, right. We have to make that decision whether to send the guy as he's coming into third base, and Carson doesn't have great speed.
I also followed up with Carson, and he said, oh, Q made sure to tell me that's the way that he answered. And he said, yeah, I'm not very nimble out there, so got to get a better read. He said that's on the list of things to do.
Hey, honesty is the best policy. Hard to second. Throw to first, and it's a double play. So 4-3 double play sends the Cubs down with the minimum. We're on to the third. Wrigley Field, great shots from our drone, which we've gotten all season long here on a beautiful day in Chicago. If you guys were ever curious how we drive the drone here, how we get these shots, well, you're in luck. We're about to find out. Taylor McGregor.
Listen, you guys think I just sit down here in the camera well in between my hits. I am busy at work, okay? So I'm going to show everybody how this all works, okay? I have this wonderful controller that I'm very careful with. Show you. Okay, so this nice controller. You ready for this? Alex Shitty, I'm going to show you how this works.
Yeah.
Okay. Please. So you want to go to the right? We're going to go to the right. Oh!
Easy now, easy.
Went a little too fast. You got to be careful. Easy. This thing's sensitive. We're going to go to the left. You ready? I'll go a little lighter. Back to Wrigley.
There you go.
Yep. Okay, and I'm going to go towards the stadium.
Are you though?
Towards the stadium.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, gonna stop. Okay, so then everybody always wonders what this button is. You ready for the button?
Yeah, what's the button do? Oh my goodness.
Not to be used.
I feel like I'm on the tilt-a-whirl.
Exactly. What else do you want me to do? What do you want me to do, Alex?
No, I'm a little dizzy after that one. Give me more. Just press buttons.
All right, we're going to go a little towards the stadium again. Just a little bit. I want to go in a little bit. Great shot. Look at that.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, I can see it over here.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. See?
Hey, well done, yeah.
This is why they pay me extra for this when I'm operating the drone.
People probably didn't know that you were the drone operator all year long.
Yeah. The more you know.
The more you know. So from Taylor McGregor to the guy who really deserves a lot of credit for this is Alex Bregman, just getting peppered at third. Nice play, Michael Busch.
Oh, yeah, Michael Busch with a little magic on the other end. Alex Bregman, my goodness, he's on pace to set a major league record here today. One ground ball after another headed his way, gobbles it up. It's a little too much air under that throw, but no issues. Bushy goes up, down, White stick the landing.
Good footwork, 1 foot in bounds, college rules. But in all seriousness, our guy Colin Hinkle with the drone just does an awesome job. He's been a part of our family doing this. What's up, Colin? And we appreciate him. It's been a great season.
Yeah, we get great shots, and I hope everybody at home really enjoys the different perspective that he's able to bring to our telecast with that drone.
You feel like I'm at an IndyCar race.
Well done, Colin.
Hard at work.
Well done, sir. Meanwhile, in the White Sox bullpen, Jose Urquidy is warming up, so it looks like he'll be out there for the bottom of the third.
Tanachi takes a strike. Ball 4.
People of a certain age may remember the great Eddie Feiner, the softball pitcher. He was the front man for a group called The King in His Court, and he would travel around playing softball exhibitions, and he'd strike everybody out basically. He'd throw blindfolded, between his legs, behind his back, all kinds of tricks. And it was a four-man team. It was pitcher, catcher, shortstop, and a center fielder, I think, is what they had. And that's kind of the vibe you get here today, because it's been Holmes and Bregman. I mean, that's where all the action has been. 5 ground ball outs, all to Alex Bregman here today.
Kami had one of them. This one to first. Bush the second. Now throw back to first. And it's off the bag.
And Antonacci there was not sure if Michael Bush had gone to first base first. So just in case, he stopped, got in a rundown that didn't matter because he was already out, because Michael's first throw came to second base. Bushy's having a little conversation with Ron Kulpa down there. I wonder if Michael's saying that Antonacci impacted the throw from Nico. Did not.
Do you think it was a distraction at all, or just...
No.
Fielder's choice.
You know, I think there is a rule if the base runner is out and intentionally proceeds like he's safe. I think it could be ruled out. I'm not 100% on that, but that wasn't the case. That was Antonacci just guessing or gambling that maybe Bushy had gone to first base first. It was actually a heads-up play by Antonacci. He strikes me as a guy with a real high baseball IQ.
Oh, swing and a miss. Clips the bottom of the zone.
Clay Holmes is from a small town in Alabama, Slocum, Alabama.
Yeah.
The population 2,082 as of the 2020 census. They claim to be the home of the tomato.
Forever indebted to that.
Yeah. I don't know if the tomato was invented there, or they're just really good at growing tasty tomatoes. It's about that time of the year.
It is. Two. Just got a piece.
Clay was an outstanding basketball player in high school as well as a baseball player.
Two. Another foul ball. Well, if you look at his height and his weight, I would imagine in high school, if he was that size, probably a stretch forward.
I don't know what that means.
So he was like a power forward who can stretch the floor. Run the floor, he could shoot.
Yeah, he could do it all. He was a stretch four. I know he averaged a double-double in high school. That seems pretty impressive.
The diving shortstop Nico Horner, and into left field for a single.
So the White Sox making a little noise here. That base runner's in the second. Holmes able to get out of it. There's another ground ball here, but this time Marcus finds a hole between third and short.
Miss.
A little different wrinkle. First pitch change up there from Holmes. Benintendi worked a 10-pitch plate appearance last time and ultimately worked a walk. Changeup kind of looks like a breaking ball.
Yeah.
The way it behaves. Benintendi a pinch hit home run here the other day. Game 1 of this series got a 97-mile-an-hour heater from Ryan Zefferjohn. Top of the zone and get it out of here.
Chopper to Bush. Underhands to Holmes. Third out in the third. 3 scoreless. Clay Holmes.
No challenge.
Good
Fine,
work.
Taylor.
Who knew Taylor McGregor was playing Atari down in the dugout? I wonder if she even knows what Atari is.
She's going to demonstrate Pong next time.
I agree, Rich. Live Odds brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything.
Well, here comes Jose Urquidy. Spent most of the year in AAA, a little bit of time with the Pirates, and now a cup of coffee so far with the White Sox, but in total 10 innings, an ERA of 8.10. Did his best work with the Astros a few years back as a member of their rotation. 2022, he's 13-8 with a 394.
White Sox team uses the opener a lot. We're talking about 26 starts of 2 or fewer innings. That's the most in baseball.
I think injuries may be contributing a decent bit to that strategy, but I mean, if you got the right people, it makes it difficult on the other club. Start the game with the opener, you get matchup advantage early on, and then you run your bulk guy out there. We saw it last night. Eric Fetty was the bulk guy. He was dynamite.
Really good.
You got to have your pitchers buy in. There was an article I saw a few years ago that argued that I think innings 3 through 6 were the optimum innings, of 3 through 7 to use your bulk guy. Urquidy's getting ready to pitch, and there was like a line change going out on the infield. They were running sunglasses out to Maidroth and Murakami there. Fellas just realized that it was a bright sunny day, and that's going to be a pitch clock violation. It was like the pit crew running out there to deliver the glasses.
Murakami's confused.
And I think they're saying that Ron Culpo, the first base umpire, granted timeout.
Try to figure that out. Kitty, when talking about the opener, Cubs use it periodically, not that much. It was more last year. Drew Pomeranz did it a couple times. I think Ryan Rollison did it.
That's right. Yeah, Rollison's done it a couple times, right? Once or twice.
Two-two.
So you see Murakami and Maidroth are leaving their positions to get the sunglasses from the guys coming out of the dugout. The third base umpire, the home plate umpire both say, wait a minute here, we can't be having people running on the field. It's the first time I've seen this. So it used to be you could, timeout, I need to get some sunglasses, but in the age of the pitch clock, can't do it.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Changeup has been a good weapon for Urquidy throughout his career. You see the circle change, it really pronates. You see that hand turn over.
We've seen a fair number of really good changeups this series. Majority of them thrown by Jacob Webb.
Yeah, Richards. for the Sox. Has a dynamite change of pace.
Although last night he was having difficulty.
It was weird. Yeah, it was taking off on him. I don't know. Half expected to hear that he had a blister or something physical that was going on. I have not heard anything today on that.
I would imagine he'd be down today, throwing each of the last 2 nights.
Yeah, he's probably down. 26 pitches last night, 19 the night before.
The Sox bullpen taxed. Bullpen day yesterday.
Yeah, they're in a stretch of 16 consecutive days without an off day. They host the Atlantas tomorrow afternoon.
Baltimore chop. Montgomery fields to first. It's not in time. Speed kills.
And Taylor, one of the faster guys now in the Cubs roster. I'm surprised it was as close as it was. Brenda got rid of that ball quickly. Well, first hit of the game for the Cubs. Speed aboard.
Time now for the advanced metrics powered by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com. Pete Crow Armstrong wins above replacement. Look at that. Since May 30th.
Good strike. Chicago has 2 remaining.
Here's a replay of the last pitch.
Yeah, it was a backdoor cutter. It was called a ball. Jake Rogers. So let's take another look. It was overturned. So 0-1 to Pete.
First at bat, fly out to center. Gonna miss strike 3.
Pete has not taken many bad hacks here lately, but almost like it was premeditated.
So Urquidy with a pair of Ks.
So this is where the wind blowing in works against the Cubs a little bit. Again, we talked about Holmes being such a ground ball guy. Not the case with Urquidy. He's more of a fly ball type pitcher. Home runs part of the equation with him, but on a day like today with the wind blowing out, that neutralizes that a little bit.
He had wins each of the last 2 nights. Safe to say they were hitter friendly. But today, had a storm come in. That was last night coming into this morning. Changed the weather pattern a little bit. A half-hearted swing and miss from Seiya Suzuki. Jose Urquidy strikes out to the side. We are scoreless through 3 at Wrigley Field. Time now to play Mound Ball, presented by Tasty Trade. If the ball stays on the mound, Cubs season ticket holder William Wolski will win the $1,000 Tasty Trade jackpot. He won. Congrats to William for winning today's edition of Mound Ball, presented by Tasty Trade. Stocks, options, futures, crypto.
William is fired up, man.
You know, we've seen a lot of checks this home set. William, Big Cat. A little bit of everything. Do you know what I mean by Big Cat?
I saw a check presentation yesterday. He won a big raffle, right?
He did,
yeah.
for the 2nd time this
He's a barstool guy.
He is.
He's won it twice?
Won it twice.
Wow. You know, that means he's buying a lot of tickets. Way to go, Big Cat.
He had a great wave going on too. He was enthused.
Yeah, he said he's now gotten a little arrogant when it comes to buying tickets, right? He just expects to win.
As soon as he
But the other thing I found funny, he brought his own check because he wanted it to be a certain size. It was massive.
It was a big check.
There's another ground ball. And here's the big cat. Yeah.
Look at the wave.
$20,000. Yeah. 50-50. Doing his part to help Cubs charities, and still waving, still waving. It's like one of those cats you see in the back of a car window. Ground ball base hit there for Montgomery. They put the ball in play 12 times, 11 of them on the ground. Vargas back in the first flew to center. Everything else has been on the ground. So if you're Will Venable, and that's the case, you start thinking about maybe starting a base runner to stay out of a double play.
Look at this from Colson Montgomery. Fewest career games to 40 homers. 140.
Kind of flew open on that one. Secondary pitches have been, hit or miss for Clay here today. The sinker obviously doing its job. There you go. Nasty. Hitters in a game against Clay Holmes, the hitters in their meetings, they'll say, you got to see it up. You got to see it up. If it's down, it's going to keep going down. Montgomery has good speed down there at first base. He's only stolen one base. I mean, he hasn't been here all year.
In the air left side. And it's into the seats, foul.
Clay is not a big strikeout pitcher. His strikeout rate a little bit below league average. He has not struck anybody out here today. So with that in mind, 3-2, I think I'm sending Montgomery here. Colson Montgomery does strike out a fair bit.
He's off. Swing and a miss, strike three. Throw down to second. It's a double play.
How about that?
Strike him out, throw him out. Work to perfection.
First strikeout of the day comes at a perfect time, and Will Venable, I'm sure, frustrated. I start my guy to stay out of the double play, and I end up in a strikeout, throw out, double play. This particular double play right here is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year and 200,000-mile warranty on every new car. I like the strategy. I think it made sense to start him there. Really good execution, good throw from Carson.
And another ground ball. And another scoreless inning for Clay Holmes. All right, nothing here at Wrigley Field. Coming up next, Cubs 2026 first-round draft pick. Kate Townsend join us. Should be fun.
With the 23rd pick of the 2026 MLB draft, the Chicago Cubs select Cade Townsend, a right-handed pitcher from the University of Mississippi.
That was our Prevagen memorable moment. That is Cade Townsend joining us. How you doing, guys? How you doing, Cade?
I'm doing amazing. I mean, it's such a blessing to be here. I'm super pumped.
Absolutely. All right, so first round, 23rd overall, 2026 MLB draft selected by the Chicago Cubs. Now that you've been able to let that resonate, how's it feel?
Man, it's amazing. I don't think I could have dreamed it up better than that.
Third, throw to first, one away.
So how about the moment the commissioner called your name? What was that? What was that experience like?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. I mean, my family was there, and I kept a kind of a tight group near me. I didn't throw a huge party, but just hearing my name called was so surreal, and it was to the team I wanted to go to.
Were the Cubs on your radar? Did you think it was going to be Cubs?
The day before, I said, do whatever you can to get me here, and my agent did it.
Nice.
Teamwork makes the dream work, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so Cade, I figured as I was doing homework to think about what to ask you, there would be no better person to ask than Ryan Rollison, who I know you've trained with in the offseason, both attended Ole Miss, and he told me to ask you about grounding and why you do that.
Yeah, man, me and Ryan are great friends. I mean, I love him to death. He's a great human, great pitcher, just all-around good role model. And, you know, in the offseason, we spent a lot of time together, and we'd always go out and grounding. I mean, we just basically you're just walking around on just the natural earth and the natural grass, and, you know, we're just always just shooting the talk and just having fun. Just he's such a good dude and a great mentor for me.
Yeah, you're being one with nature, right?
Exactly.
Exactly. So what has the last 2 months been like for you? You get drafted, and then what happens next until you're going down there, and then you come up here to Wrigley Field? What's the last month and a half been like?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, it's been super surreal. Like the day after the draft, I flew, I think, that first flight out to Arizona, and I got to see what the process is like, what everything is like in Arizona, and then getting to come out here and see Wrigley Field and see the guys I grew up watching, and it's pretty surreal, and I just love it. I can't ask for a better opportunity.
Yeah.
Who have you met that you were most kind of jacked up to get to know?
You know, the funny thing is I saw Alex Bregman walk past me when I first got here, and I didn't say anything. I think I got a little nervous, and my agents just kind of laughed at me, and they're like, "Hey, man, like that's gonna be your teammate. Like, go say what's up."
It's you have these welcome to the big leagues moments when you see guys, and everybody gets starstruck in these moments.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, quick question. Take us through your day today. It's kind of like syllabus day at Wrigley Field. What was that like?
Yeah, man, it was an early morning. I mean, I think I got here around like 8:15, 8:30, and then it's off to the get-go. A few interviews, and then just walking around, seeing the field. I got to actually play catch on the field today, so that was really surreal too. And it's just awesome. I mean, you're just meeting new people, meeting your new teammates, and just kind of seeing what the organization's really about, and that's really cool.
I mean, we saw here you got to check out the studio, sign the wall too. It's fun.
Yeah, super cool.
All right, Cade, thanks so much for coming on. That ends the inning, but best of luck, and we're looking forward to seeing you here soon.
Appreciate you.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good to meet you.
Thanks so much, man. Top 5 here at Wrigley Field. We are scoreless. Cubs and the Sox. The end of the 2026 Crosstown Classic. Let's play Pedro Ramirez one away. Clay Holmes, 66 pitches, 4 1/3 innings. Clay Holmes has, well, he's validated the scouting report. So that was a line drive, but most of his outs on the ground.
You know, the other day we were playing the Nationals, and they have a third baseman by the name of Brady House, and we showed you a shot of the Brady House from the sitcom. Well, here's Clay Holmes as the Cubs look for the sweep. A little Clay home.
That got me. That's good.
Yeah. Good work. Good work, John JG, 20 MVP.
Yeah, that's good. That got me a good chuckle. Good belly laugh. Drive left field. Jake Rogers a single.
Well, Rogers gets one airborne, 99 miles per hour. Able to get the head out in front of that one. Rogers hasn't done a whole lot offensively. We worked a couple of walks in the opener of this series.
Top of the order up due for the White Sox. First pitch strike to Sam Antonacci.
Sam's going to challenge.
Pitch called a strike. Batter challenging.
I think Sam is wrong, but we'll see.
ABS is powered by T-Mobile.
Calls confirmed. Chicago has one challenger.
Nobody challenges more than the White Sox.
Sam was wrong. JD was right.
They're very aggressive challenging. Antonacci had one in the first inning. Yesterday's game. kind of forces you to change your game a little bit. He's right on top of the plate, and he's willing to stand in there and get hit by the pitch. Kind of moves the strike zone on you. You're trying to stay away from him. It's off the plate.
Hit to third. Bregman waits, fires to second. Another jump throw to first, and not in time.
It's amazing how many ground balls he's getting from left-handed hitters here today. It's one thing for a righty to be pulling the ball on the ground to this side, but all these lefties shooting it that way. And boy, he's been well positioned all afternoon. Good work here. He has to hesitate a bit before feeding Ramirez. Seven assists already for Alex.
Busy day in the hot corner.
Don't know what the record is for a third baseman. At this pace, you'd think he'd be in the hunt. Holmes after the game will be asked, what was working for you? Well, a good sinker, pretty good breaking ball, and had a real good Bregman.
Helps to have a good third baseman, really good everything in the infield. And that's part of the reason why Cubs trade for a guy like David Peterson, struggled with the Mets, comes over here, and he's pitching to a new defense, and Clay Holmes has that as well. Kami.
It seems like he's always in hitters counts. He's so patient. He's dangerous, so you don't want to throw him a cookie. You work out of the zone. Gets into a hitter's count. He tried to hit that in the lake. Got the changeup. Look at that swing. Violent. You talk about launch mode.
3-2 delivery. Diving play made by Bregman to first. Go!
Wow, wow, wow. Is he having a day?
Come on.
It was spectacular. Busy day for Alex Bregman over there at third base, and he's been outstanding. And it's a little routine play, a play where he has to range and make an awkward throw on. He's just done everything spot on. 8 assists already for Alex Bregman. It's the most for a Cubs third baseman since Jose Vizcaíno had 9 way back in 1992.
Only in the 5th. Last one was nice too. Over there playing left-handed pull shift. Over at short.
Yeah, the positioning's been part of it too. Couple off-balance throws, diving stops.
Kind of looked like Knox Bregman. Throwing from different angles. 4 strikeouts for Jose Urquidy.
What is going on? That's 6 strikeouts for Urquidy. The changeup does the trick again. Faced 8 batters. He struck out 6 of them.
Called strike to Carson Kelly. Urquidy fires. Cubs have one hit and a trio of base runners. Tyrone Taylor with an infield single. Walks by Pedro Ramirez and Seiya Suzuki.
His body language is like just playing catch out there right now. All of his pitches are working for him. Command has been outstanding. Carson takes time out, and Urquidy does a little squat behind the mound.
Come on. Pop up right side. Murakami by the tarp. Gets out of room.
Folks, Chicago Cubs baseball is presented by Fast Play from the Illinois Lottery. Download the Illinois Lottery app to play today. Big Cat's probably playing.
I would be if I were him. Just misses. Beautiful day in Chicago after a long, rainy evening. Fly ball left side, turning foul and into the seats. Two-two delivery. Man.
What kind of sorcery is going on here today with Urquidy? It's just baffling the Cub hitters. He goes back to that changeup. And he's just pinpoint with his execution here.
Now struck out 4 in a row. Ball Ian Happ. Cubs after today travel to the Pacific Northwest. Off day tomorrow. Start a weekend series against the Mariners. Try to finish off the homestand with a sweep. 2. And even Urquidy switching up the tempo here. He's walking off the mound and he gets on, and within 2 seconds firing a 93-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah, he's really doing a nice job mixing his pitches. This time he just steps up and pitches. And Ian Happ's got beef with the home plate umpire because of it.
Cubs Baseball Marquee Sports Network is brought to you by Toyota, official vehicle of the Chicago Cubs, by Prevagen, made for the brain, and by Wintrust, different approach, better results. Back here at Wrigley Field, here are players who have played for both the Cubs and the White Sox. There's Ryan Sweeney, Marquee's own.
There you go. Hey, Stoney! Getting ready to throw big over the top curveball to somebody from the Astros in that rainbow uni. Only a Cubs 74, 5, and 6. Started his career with the Giants. And Cy Young Award winner in 1980 with the Orioles. Won 25 games.
The fun part with Stoney is I'm usually an early arriver to the ballpark, JD. And I get up here this morning, and you know, beat me to the ballpark. Only 2 people up here. Steve Stone. Maybe he slept here last night. I don't know. Line to lefty in half. Just can't get it. He's stuck in the ivy.
Well, there's not been a lot of hard contact from either side here today. Vargas gets into one here, and all of a sudden the White Sox have a scoring opportunity. Lead off double. Into the ivy. Ian Happ throws up the hands. Dead ball. 2 bases.
So a double by Miguel Vargas to lead off the 6th. Delivers, misses away.
Yeah, the strikeout of Ian Happ in the bottom half of the previous inning. Watch Urquidy just kind of looking around, stepping, and then goes. Legal.
There's shallow center, and it's a single. Taylor comes up with it, fires home, and it's not in time. White Sox strike first. RBI single, Andrew Benintendi. And it's a 1-0 game in the 6th.
Well, 3rd time through the order. The White Sox maybe starting to figure some things out. Vargas double, and now Benintendi. I mean, this pitch is off the outside corner. He just leans out there and pokes it to center field. Vargas gets a very good read on this one. Taylor's throw is true, but late. Key there, the throw low enough that Benintendi had to respect that. Might be cut and could not go to second base.
So Holmes at 82 pitches. Here's Caleb Thielbar warming up in the Cubs bullpen. So 1-0 White Sox. This pitch to Montgomery misses low.
Montgomery switch hitter better from this side. 268, 355 on base, 409 slug. 3 of his 4 home runs have come as a left-handed batter.
Changeup misses there. And the first "Let's Go White Sox" chant of the afternoon. Swing and a miss.
Clay was originally a 9th-round pick of the Pirates back in 2011.
2-1. Into second. Ramirez to second for 1. Throw to first, not in time. So another fielder's choice.
Yeah, really nice play by Ramirez. Some guys might have just opted to get the out at first base, but the way he was able to position his body, play that on the backhand side, and get the lead runner. Impressive play.
So here comes Craig Counsell. Talk to Clay Holmes. Responsible for a runner on base. His outing likely finished after 5 1/3. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
And others. Visit Cubs Trending inside the Marquee Sports app for all the top highlights, interviews, and must-watch moments all season long. Presented by our man, Jeff Vukovich, your local nationwide insurance agent. Visit jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. 847-825-4783. All right, here's the veteran left-hander Caleb Thielbar on for the 46th time. 38 innings and a 545 ERA. 11 pitches in the ball game for Caleb last night.
Picked him off. Good start.
That's something the Cubs do really well. And Matthew Boyd, the leader of the pack, with Colin Ray, Imanaga. No challenge coming from Will Venable. Boy, that's huge. '20th pickoff by the Cubs pitchers this year, tops in Major League Baseball. Good work by Bushy getting that tag down.
So Caleb Thielbar records it out before throwing a pitch. That's always fun.
I recall way back in the day when I was playing, Larry Anderson was pitching with us, and he came into the game with a man on third, threw a pitch to the very first pitch to the backstop, covered home, they tacked him out to end the inning, and then we scored and Larry got the win.
Really earned it.
Yeah.
Seems like an LA type of win.
Yeah, he's capable of some magic.
One-two count to Colson Montgomery. Single and a strikeout. The pitch. Popped up. Left side. Long run for Bregman. Same with Kelly. And that's towards the cameras.
Heads up, Jason.
Head on a swivel.
Get your batting helmet.
Got it.
He never abandons ship, though. He stays with the camera like a good captain. A pro's pro.
Some call that priorities. One ball, two strikes, two outs. Thielbar delivers. Just misses. The pitch. Got him. Colson Montgomery strikes out swinging. White Sox first run, they lead 1-0. First deficit of the day for the Cubs. Bottom 6. White Sox 1, Cubs nothing. Jose Urquidy has been quick and crafty.
Yeah, you get a real old school vibe watching him pitch. You know, there's so much stuff in the game, power in the game, but he's a finesse guy, great command.
Drive left field. Tyrone Taylor, second hit of the game. On a bang off the wall. Taylor leadoff double here in the 6th.
Well, the White Sox started their run-scoring rally, leadoff double. This time Taylor delivers first really well-struck ball by the Cubs here today. Fastball trying to crowd him, and Taylor clears the front side and whacks it to left. There's Cub in scoring position here this afternoon. Double Nichols.
Tyrone Taylor 2 for 2. And here's Picro Armstrong. Called strike.
So this is the second time around for the Cub hitters against Urquidy, and we'll see if they figure something out against him.
Oh, 1. Line drive right field. Montgomery makes the catch. Taylor tags up. Strong arm, and Taylor's thrown out.
Bad decision. He should have gone back and tagged immediately, but once he didn't, you can't force it. kid in right field's got a big arm. He reads halfway, and then he's late to tag. Should have just shut it down, stayed at second base.
Double play. Races the leadoff double.
Yeah, you know, if off the bat you're reading maybe that's a base hit, then it makes sense to go, halfway and then read it. If you can read immediately fly ball, then tag up.
Foul ball to third. It's to first. Urquidy pumped up, and it's a scoreless 6. Top 7 here at Wrigley Field. New pitcher for the Cubs. They're down 1-0, and Trent Thornton into the game.
Got the 7-8-9 due here for the White Sox in the 7th. 37 appearances and a 2.58 ERA for Trent. He's done really nice work. Really spin that breaking ball. Well, Craig Counsell has beef with the umpires. There's Urquidy getting that kind of step into the rubber, quick pitch. Counsell talked to Tom Hanahan, the home plate umpire. Now he's talking to Manny Gonzalez down there at third. And Gonzalez is telling him he's okay. It's very briefly that he's engaging the rubber before he makes the pitch.
Do you agree with that?
I think what I've seen, I think he's okay. I mean, I think it's really crafty and really clever, and I think it's legal. I don't see anything illegal about what he's doing.
Trent Thornton just misses the outside corner at 96. So now 3 balls and a strike. Thornton delivered. Hit past the third baseman Bregman and into left field.
The 4th time today the White Sox have put the leadoff man aboard. Solid single for Mydroff. Alex Bregman creeping in at third base just in case Peters thinks about putting a bunt down.
Called strike.
Strike 1 means Alex will back off. Still playing a little bit, but not as much.
Swing and a miss. Fastball 97 from Trent Thornton. See more 96 and 97s from Trent recently. 0-2. Breaking ball low. To delivery. Hit to first. Push to second. There's one. Throw to first. Thornton covering, and it's not in time. So yet another fielder's choice.
And keeping with the theme of the day, another ball on the ground, another good defensive play by a corner infielder. Bregman's had a bunch of action. Bushy's been busy as well. Tough double play with a speedy guy going down the line. 3-6-1. 2 long throws to make. Thornton does a nice job getting over there, finding the base.
Rogers swing and a miss. Made a hand motion down to first base. Left center field, struck well, half back at the warning track, and he makes the catch. What a difference a day makes.
I got it good. Maybe down towards the end of the bat a little bit, but that wind helping the Cubs' cause for sure. Hopeful eyes.
Yeah, he thought he clipped it.
Hang with him. Mr. Wind.
Much appreciated. First is not in time. White Sox 1 run came on a RBI single from Andrew Benintendi in the 6th. That's all the scoring we've seen so far this afternoon. Good pitch.
Last 3 games in this crosstown series have been walk-offs. Finale over on the south side, the White Sox a walk-off win, and the Cubs have walked off the first 2 here, and we could be headed to more late inning drama here this afternoon.
Cubs 13 walk-off wins. 1 away from tying the franchise record. Two-one. Now left side out of play.
Long balls have been a big part of this series. 22 home runs in the first 5 games of this series, but pitchers have taken charge here this afternoon.
2-2. Slice foul. I mean, you go back to the series on the south side. Michael Conforto, a big home run. Decro Armstrong, a home run. He's gone deep 4 times in the season series.
Huge numbers for him against the White Sox this year and in his career.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. It's a scoreless top of the 7th, and it's time for the 7th inning stretch. It's brought to you by Budweiser. For 150 years, this Bud's for you.
Today's guest conductor for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Chicago Cubs Hall of Fame pitcher Fergie Jenkins.
Well, it looks like we got our work cut out for us. We got to score a run. We need some cheering to go. Let's go, fans. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if we ever get back, for it's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. All right, we got to score a run here. Let's go.
Beautiful shots from our Megalodon camera, powered by Nissan. Visit nissanusa.com or your local dealer. Tell you what, JD.
Yes.
Fergie can carry it too.
Yes, he can. Yeah, I've always noticed that about Fergie when he comes up here to sing. He's got a good voice. 83 years old, Ferguson Jenkins. Still looks great. Sounds great.
Both mound presence and mic presence. the air, left field. Antonacci's back. He's at the wall. He jumps, and he caught it. Man.
Well, that wind giveth and that wind taketh away. Kept Rogers in the ballpark. Bregman, a bid for a home run, dives in the glove of Antonacci out there. Real nice play. He's got the basket, he's got the brick wall, he's got the ivy. Times his leap. Tip of his glove to haul that in.
A snow cone grab for out number 1. Check swing, line drive, caught. So 2 quick outs.
Keedy in a groove here. 2 outs on 3 pitches. Following up an outstanding performance from Eric Fetty, who was in the bulk role for the White Sox last night.
Strike.
With Urquidy, you have to use your timeouts, and then when you settle into the box, you just have to be ready to hit. Kind of like facing Brent Suter. The pre-pitch clock was so quick with that delivery, and that's exactly what Nico's doing. He's locking in. He's ready.
Brent Suter, Wade Miley. Those are the guys that kind of stick out.
Pedro Strop used to use that quick pitch.
This is low. It's now 2-1 count to Nico. One nothing Sox. Drive foul ball. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Urquidy delivers. Hard grounder to second, right at my drop. And ends the 7th. Cubs get sent down in order. We're on to the 8th.
Well, the Sox lead by 1 as we go to the top of the 8th. Daniel Palencia, Craig Counsell announcing today, will be activated on Friday in Seattle. So a boost to the Cubs bullpen come this road trip. Also want to mention that Matt Shaw begins his rehab assignment with the Iowa Cubs today. Also, Dansby Swanson will be staying here in Chicago as the team goes on the road trip because he's dealing with that oblique injury. We talked about this before, but it's about 4 weeks for him, so he'll stay back here and rehab that oblique. Ben Brown is headed to Arizona. He will face hitters for the first time on Friday. And speaking of live hitters, Craig Counsell also saying that Justin Steele is getting much closer to facing live hitters, so that's really good news as well. And then also want to mention, with Edward Cabrera going on the injured list, the question became, well, who would slide back into the rotation? And Craig Counsell saying today that David Peterson will be in the mix on Saturday, if you can guess what that means, guys.
That's a lot, especially the Ben Brown and the Justin Steele note. Pretty good news. Hit the short. Nico! In time! Sensational!
Murakami, the big man, moves pretty well. Bang banger. White Sox will not challenge. Just more brilliant defensive work by the Cubs. Watch Nico do his thing. Time now for the Motorola Razor replay. Layout! Sling it over to first. Glasses are falling off. My goodness, I haven't had a chance to dive in a while. How close?
Yeah, pretty close.
I'll say.
Ryan Rollison happy with that. So now 2 balls and no strikes to Miguel Vargas.
Yeah, got to be careful with this 2-0 pitch. Win or no win, this dude capable of hitting it through that breeze. This pitching change is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Ryan Rollison, and a very valuable piece for the Cubs out of that bullpen. Bullpen that has seen so much turnover throughout the course of the season with all the injuries. Been a real stabilizing force out there. Colby Milner also getting close. Shelby Miller is
ramping up.
Potential September ad for the Cubs.
3-1 from Rollison. Called strike. Fastball on the inside corner. Three-two. Is just a bit outside. Tick high as well. So Miguel Vargas with a 1-out walk. JD, you were talking about the bullpen reinforcements that are starting to get healthy. You need to create room for those guys as Randall Grichuk is pinch hitting. Be curious to see how, if those guys do come back healthy and they're ready to pitch, how the Cubs create that space.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue. Not going to be room for everybody.
It's an issue, but a good one. A good problem to have. Line drive down the right field line. It's a fair ball into the right field corner. Played by Suzuki. Holds Vargas at third and Randall Grichuk. A double, and it's second and third for the White Sox.
What Grichuk does, he hits left-handed pitching. And he hits it well. Very valuable guy to have come off your bench. Really well played here by Seiya to handle it on that big hop and get it back in.
So now Braden Montgomery waiting to step into the box. A meeting at the mound.
Grichuk homered in game 1 of this series against Shota Imanaga with a couple guys on base. That was really the only damage that Imanaga allowed. 3-run homer to Grichuk.
Rollison against Montgomery with Aaron Savali warming up in the bullpen.
Infield in. Really could use a punch out here.
Called strike. Punch out or a pop out. A 1 from Rollison. Four-seamer at 96 misses up and away.
Yeah, that's maybe a situation where they allow the count to dictate how aggressive they are with Montgomery with the base open. Well, that's a good pitch. Yeah, take a look, Carson. Worth the shot.
Pitch called the ball. Catch is challenging.
Maybe a skosh low, but certainly could really flip the at bat if this goes the Cubs' way. It does not.
Chicago has 1 challenge remaining.
Montgomery, the switch hitter, has been a good bit better from the left side.
Two-1. Now back at the screen.
Cubs have played White Sox have played 4 1-0 games all time, including 2-hit shutout in the 1906 World Series by Mordecai Three Fingers Brown. So anytime we can mention Three Fingers,
you do it.
We're going to give it to you.
Yeah, you definitely do that. For good reason. 2-2 from Rollinson. Ground ball past the first baseman Bush. It hits off his glove and goes towards the tarp. 2-run score. Montgomery to second. 2-run double. And it is 3-0 White Sox.
Well, on a day where the Cubs have just caught everything in that infield, Michael Bush with another great effort. Just can't haul this one in. Michael's playing in. That's going to cut down his range a little bit. And it's a huge swing for Montgomery.
Bush got a little leather on that too. Foul ball, Colson Montgomery. No balls, 1 strike. High drive right field. Seiya in, makes the catch. Nice play by Seiya for the second out.
Yeah, tricky ball, sinking line drive. A little bit of a late route adjustment there from Seiya to come in and snag this one.
So a pitching change here for the Cubs. Pitching change brought to you by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside Bank, it's about time.
This is kind of fun. The next time you're at Wrigley Field for a game, head to cubs.mymomento.com and enter your section, row, and seat number. Find live photos of your own reactions to the biggest plays and download them for free, courtesy of Farmers Insurance.
Well, here's a trip down memory lane from Game 1, in particular, Pete Crow Armstrong's walk-off. That's awesome. Fans cheering, popcorn flying.
Download that photo, circle your head, put it in a frame.
Got to find your picture from that.
Here's Aaron Savali, the veteran right-hander.
Fly ball, foul ball. You were just raising your hands in triumph. Is that what you were doing a couple nights ago?
I think so, probably. Just kind of mouth agape in disbelief.
Another walk-off. Nothing White Sox. Got on the board in the 6 RBI single, Andrew Benintendi. And just a moment ago, 2-run double Braden Montgomery.
Yeah, no action in the White Sox bullpen right now. Little Venable's not going to overthink it the way Urquidy's going. He's just going to keep riding him.
Just missed it. 1-2 from Savali. Popped up, fouling out of play. Look at the sequence for the White Sox. They have Braden Montgomery on second. Chase Meidroth at the plate to Red Sox farm hands that White Sox acquired in a trade. And a big one. Big one was the Garrett Crochet deal.
Yeah, they also have Kyle Teal, the catcher, who's currently on the IL.
A trade paying big dividends for the White Sox. Present and more than likely future. 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. His job, Aaron Savali strikes out Chase Mydroth. But the White Sox lead 3-0 here in the 8th.
Join us on Wednesday, September 2nd to celebrate first responders. Fans who purchase tickets through Cubs.com/specials will receive a special edition Cubs quilted fleece and challenge coin presented by Wendella. Don't miss out on this offer.
Kind of fleece weather today, too.
And not nowhere near as hot and muggy as it had been. Beautiful day to play.
Not the best day to hit. It's the wind blowing in. Cubs being shut out. Just missed a home run in the 7th. Off the bat of Alex Bregman. Popped up. Left field and playable. Antonacci makes the catch. Cubs only have 2 hits today, and they're both by the same player, Tyrone Taylor, the 9-hole hitter. Here's Carson Kelly. Look out.
Urquidy's gotten 16 outs and just 60 pitches.
Tight.
Yeah, losing the feel for that curveball a little bit. There is now action in the Sox bullpen. Taylor, hard throwing right-hander.
The pitch. Check swing. Did not go. And there's a called strike. And now Tom Hanahan having a quick chat.
Yeah, I asked him to kick the rosin back down the slope of the mound.
Three-one offering. Big grounder to short. Montgomery boots it, but he fires over to first in time to get Kelly. Fans, Friday is the last day to vote for the 2026 Cubs Charities Community Awards presented by the Robert R. McCormick Foundation. Scan the QR code now to cast your vote for a favorite Chicago-based nonprofit. First pitch is a ball. Oh, called strike. Jose Urquidy, big time outing here for the White Sox. Spent some time in AAA with both the Pirates and the White Sox. Swing and a miss. Just messing up the timing. Cubs hitter so far today. 1-2 delivery. Roll with the second. Mydroth the first. And it ends the 8th. Jose Urquidy dealing. We are on to the 9th. to you by Wintrust. White Sox leading 3-0. Clay Holmes pitched well. 5 1/3 innings, gave up just 1 run, but Jose Urquidy has pitched better. 6 shutout frames with 8 Ks. White Sox, an RBI single from Andrew Benintendi, and a 2-run double in the 8th from Braden Montgomery. Aaron Savali against Tristan Peters. 1-0 delivery. Your thoughts on Clay Holmes today?
Yeah, it was good. As advertised. So back-to-back really good ones for him. A lot of ground balls. That's what he does. He only had 1 strikeout, but it came when he really needed it. With the man in motion, it was a strikeout, throw-out, double play.
Delivery. Ball 4, so 4-pitch walk. Starts off the 9th.
Savali's game is not unlike Urquidy. He's not overpowering. He can spin the breaking ball. It's a pretty good changeup. Knows what he's doing out there.
Savali fires. Oop, that's 5 consecutive out of the zone. Savali fires. Out tip. One delivery. JD, when thinking about Clay Holmes' outing, you see the 1 strikeout, and with some pitchers you're worried about a lack of swing and miss. Not necessarily worried with Clay Holmes.
Yeah, it's not his game. I mean, he's capable of striking people out, but for me, I just want to see the ball on the ground a lot. 12 ground ball outs here this afternoon.
Ooh,
Rogers and Carson sharing a moment there as one catcher fouls one off the face of the other.
Two. It's a called 3rd strike.
Pitch called a strike. Batter sounds off.
Well, I'm putting a red K on my scorebook.
KBS is powered by T-Mobile, and you should.
Calls confirmed. Chicago has exhausted their challenges.
So no more challenges for the White Sox. It's Savali with the strikeout. Cubs had 5 strikeouts up AbbVie's strikeout cancer initiative. AbbVie, people, passion, possibilities. Sam Antonacci's been on base today, drew a walk in the 3rd.
He has a lower than average walk rate, but he has a high on base percentage because he hits for a decent average and he gets hit by a lot of pitches. 367 on base percentage. Way above league average, which coming into play today was 318.
Well, when you don't walk that much, but you get hit by a pitch more than 20 times in a season, it kind of evens out. More painful that way. Antonacci swings through a 93 mile/per-hour fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beautiful day here at Wrigley Field. One, two. Two-two pitch.
Ooh, that's a good pitch. Big breaking curveball. Looked like it caught the bottom of the zone.
Payoff. Do it again. Now, is that one of those where if you are leading in the 9th inning, you make that challenge, but because you're trailing and you'll more than likely, there'll be a situation in the bottom of the 9th, you want to keep that challenge in your pocket?
I don't think the thought process is that deep.
Okay.
I think it's just an instinctive play.
Three, two, runners off. Inside ball 4. So second walk of the inning for Savali. And the White Sox looking to add to their lead in the 9th.
Yeah, boy. Asking for trouble. Back-to-back walks. Now you got to deal with Murakami. When we talk about 3 true outcome players, guys that hit a lot of home runs, strike out a lot, walk a lot, because that takes the defense out of play. 62% of his plate appearances this year have either been a home run, a strikeout, or a walk.
Wow.
Second most. There's actually a guy a little bit higher, Nick Kurtz of the A's. But, you know, from years ago, Adam Dunn was like the king of that. And I think Adam finished his career with, you know, like 49% of his plate appearances. So these two cats, Kurtz and Murakami, are really setting the bar awfully high.
Murakami.
Well, there was some criticism of Murakami earlier this year.
Yeah.
People were like up in arms because of all the strikeouts. But take all the home runs and all the walks. It's a very productive player.
Now 2-1. 26-year-old rookie.
Sitting on 29 home runs, and he missed about 6 weeks.
And now 3 balls and a strike.
Well, if you're going to nibble, you might as well commit to it. You don't want to lay in a cookie right now, even at the risk of walking the bases loaded. Yeah, 3-1 Bender gets him back in the count.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Savali fires. Hit the second. Nico Horner on the outfield grass gets Murakami. Sort of an in-between hop and a nice play by Nico for the second out in the 9th.
Yeah, boy, nice play. Another outstanding play. Ball looked like it had some top spin and took a pretty nasty hop on Nico. Fought it and won the battle.
So Murakami grounds out. Second and third, 2 away, and an intentional walk to Miguel Vargas. So now the base is loaded. They walk the righty Vargas. Here the righty Randall Grichuk.
Off the bench, doubled last inning, but that was against the lefty, and that's far better against lefties than righties.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch. Now back at the screen. Remember, Randall Grichuk was DFA'd by the Yankees this season, April 29th. He has played a big part in this White Sox team and their success. 860 OPS and 190 at bats. Savali ahead 1-2. 2 outs, top 9, bags full. Savali fires. Breaking ball just misses.
Yeah, good try. Curveball just off that outside edge. A little bit low. It's a good take by Grichuk.
2-2. Popped up. Left side by the line. Foul ground. Bregman makes the catch. Nice job, Aaron Savali. Last chance for the Cubs to go to the bottom of the 9th. Cubs trail 3-0. Welcome to the Budweiser broadcast booth. Cubs fans for 150 years. This Bud's for you. Hi guys, Cubs trailing by a score of 3-0. Alex Cohen, Jim DeShays are down to their final 3 outs. They're trailing by 3 and now have to face Grant Taylor.
Yeah, obviously a lot of work to do. Down 3. What a job by Urquidy. He's the story today. Obviously that just the lack of offense for the Cubs in general, but Urquidy, really impressive stuff from that guy who spent most of the year in AAA. He comes up here and just bewildered the Cubs with that array of breaking balls and changeups, fastball command, the quick pitch. Just very, very crafty performance by him. And now they have to deal with this guy who's goes 99 miles per hour. It's a completely different look that they're dealing with now.
So Michael Conforto to pinch hit. It's Conforto, PCA. It's Seiya Suzuki. And Conforto quickly behind in the count 0-2. So that's Bretton Doyle in center. Peters moves over to left.
Look at their hands team out there, the better defenders.
Michael Conforto down on 3 pitches. Cubs down to their final 2 outs.
The 9th strikeout of the Cub here today. Urquidy, the 2nd pitcher in the last 42 years to pitch 6 or more innings of shutout relief versus the Cubs.
Popped up right side. Murakami, foul ground, hauls it in.
The Cubs have been in swing mode here late in the game too. Some quick outs.
Cubs down to their final out. And it's up to Seiya to extend the game. That's close. There's a strike.
Will Venable was hoping to send Taylor out for a 2nd inning of work in last night's game, but that's when the rain hit, so he kind of lost perhaps his best high leverage guy.
Grant Taylor, 65 2/3 innings work this year with a 2.06 ERA. 2-1 delivery upstairs. Just up top at 99. 3-1 pitch. Backs off. Cubs get a base runner in the ninth, and it's a walk.
Yeah, an easy take right there. 97 at your chin. One more reach, and that will bring the tying run to the plate. Bregman's had good swings today. He's hit the ball hard, nothing to show for it. Just missed hitting a home run last time up in the 7th.
Takes a strike. Say it a second on a defensive indifference.
Called a strike. Batter shown.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and it's a strike.
Confirmed. Pitch is a strike.
Remember Alex Bregman, RBI single off of Grant Taylor yesterday in the 7th.
Nasty curveball. Just the second Cub to reach scoring position here today. Suzuki taking second base. Taylor doubled in the 6th and was thrown out trying to advance the 3rd on a fly ball to right.
0-2. Called 3rd strike.
Oh, that's crisp.
Painted it at 100. And the White Sox win the series finale. First win at Wrigley Field since 2023. Final score 3-0.
Yeah, I thought maybe the Cubs would have an advantage today with the White Sox having to use the opener for the 2nd day in a row, but it did not work out that way as Jose Urquidy was just brilliant out of the White Sox bullpen here this afternoon. So a good series, taking 2 out of 3, but a frustrating day today.
All right, for Jim DeShays, Taylor McGregor, and our entire crew, I'm Alex Cohen. Thanks for watching Chicago Cubs baseball here on Marquee Sports Network. Your final score, it's the Chicago White Sox 3 and the Chicago Cubs 0. Tomorrow is an off day for the Cubs, but action picks